Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Say What with Waht and Chris. My name is Waht.
And I'm Chris.
And this is a weekly show where we talk about pop culture. So we hope that you will join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. to talk about what's been happening in the world. Chris, how are you doing this evening?
Oh, wow, I am doing so well. It's been a interesting week of weird pop culture stories. I mean, really weird ones from shrimp to breakups. So I like pop culture and I enjoy sometimes just losing myself in a frivolous nothing. Probably one of the reasons why I like reality television like 90 Day Fiance, because I have got to turn it off sometimes and just engage in something dumb. Yeah.
Be all in somebody else's business?
All in it. Like just
So while I was picking topics for this week, all I kept thinking about is like, oh my God, I'm in this person's business. Like, why is this public? Like, la, la. Sometimes it's a little hard for me because I'm just like, I don't know. I don't want to be in people's business. So welcome to those of you guys who are in the room today. We have got our moderator, Mickey. She is from Toronto. So she's on that East Coast time, girl, and we thank her for being here. We want to thank everybody that's on the East Coast time. Chris, I don't know if you could see the comments, but if you can, like, you can give a shout out to whomever you want to.
Yeah, I can. Sorry, I just clicked over to them because, this is the second time I do this, and the default is a private chat where there's nothing. And I'm like, oh, no one's saying anything. And then I'm like, oh, people are saying all the things. So hi, guys. Yeah. I love me, Mickey. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Black Buddha. Hi, Hot Cocoa. Yes. I'm just so happy to see you guys. And Violetta's here. Oh, a lot of great people here. We just have the best peeps that subscribe to our channel. So just happy to always see your faces. You're like, even when I'm doing Sunday lives, it's like literally the only social interaction I've had. Something in my eye.
I feel like we should have some kind of emoji so that we know that the people who are down for us, like whenever they put that emoji, we'll know that they're like a super fan or like a real fan of Chris and Waht. I'm going to think of what that emoji is, but if you guys want to think of what that is, let us know and then always put it in when we are live. All right. So we are 2 minutes and 40 seconds in. Want to give people a couple more chances to get into the room. So
I have emoji suggestions. Like okay, what if it was like takeout or ramen? I mean, I don't know. That's like inside jokes between me and you. I don't know if like people know that, like, like at one point, like you would just come to my house, like no matter how hot it'd be in LA, like it'd be like 100 and she'd be like, I want to get ramen. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm gonna sweat. No, I cannot get ramen. But like, okay, so there has to be, we have a lot of things in between us,
Oh my God. Is that, I see Vanessa, but is that our girl, Vanessa Hadid? Is that her name? No. Vanessa, who came to see us at the show with David and
you know what, my love? I can't tell because it's a different looking picture. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Well, hello everyone. Wow, Miss Liberian Lady. I haven't seen you girl in a minute. And we've got Fee 1215. Of course, we've got Tiana as a moderator. And we've got Vanessa is the other Vanessa. Amanda, where do you live, Amanda? Amanda says, I wish I could meet you guys. Let me put that on the screen.
Oh, I am so Amanda.
Remember that time we did a meetup and we went to London and all of those great people showed up?
Yeah, and we also did a meetup when I did that, obviously that 90 Day comedy show.
Oh, yes, that was great too.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to be like crying out of this eye all night long, but that's fine. It just like, this is how intense and how much I love A, Waht, or B, pop culture you pick.
All right, you guys. Well, let's jump right into our docket. That was our pre-conversation. If you guys have any suggestions on what we are going to do, Amanda's in Michigan. So if you have any suggestions on the emoji that you would like to use that represents us, I mean,
what do you think, Waht?
Something like, is there like a compact one? Or the girl who's like this, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yes. I feel like they just came out with new ones because I just saw for the first time a little emoji smiley face with like the, glasses and the fake nose. That's a new one. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
One second. Are you telling me it's not new?
It's not new.
How not new is it?
I think it came around with the heart. When you got the real heart, there's a real heart in there. It's not like a heart. Yeah, it's a heart.
Huh.
Yeah.
No.
I like the lipstick one too. Okay, guys, let's jump right into this. So the first thing on the docket is going to be the headline of the century. This has shaken everybody on social media. Women who took this man's advice are shooketh. I can say that I honestly did follow him at one point, and then I realized that his channel or his page, his Instagram page, was about helping women find men. And I reject all kinds of things where men tell women what they need to do. I just feel like that's not my ministry. Like, men just need to do what I want them to do. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Derrick Jaxsn. I'm just going to throw his picture up there. So Derrick Jaxsn is a YouTuber, and he's just making us look crazy. He's a YouTuber who his whole thing is about having healthy relationships and all of those things. It's all positive, but to help women into understanding their worth, not taking shit from a man who isn't going to support them or love them. He's very much about what women should do and how to have a healthy relationship and all those things. And it turns out that he has cheated on his wife numerous times, and apparently she had known about it, and she'd not lived with him for like a good 8 months. So for the majority of the pandemic, this man and her were not together. And so once he had reconciled with his wife, a messy Bessie came through and decided to divulge and say, you know what, he is not the man that he's portrayed himself to be. So he's cheated with me and he's cheated with other women. And so him and his wife got on Instagram and they basically filmed a video saying, listen, it isn't any of your business because we've already handled it. And somehow they know that God has forgiven Jaxsn or Derrick. Somehow his wife knows that God has forgiven this man for breaking his covenant with him and this marriage. And it was just this like really interesting, not even an apology, more so just like a, hey, I hope you guys who've been following me for the last 4 years didn't put me on a pedestal, because I shouldn't be put on a pedestal. So Chris, what do you think about this situation?
Truthfully, this week and there is a huge amount of irony of what I'm about to say. This week made me feel like, I don't know if I want to be known as someone who gives their opinion in the internet, because everything can just come back to you. Now, here's the thing. This isn't the first time that someone who's like somewhat thrown their marriage or their relationship prowess into our faces. Like, there's been Real Housewives who have like really enjoyed the success of putting up a veneer of perfectionism or, like marital, whatever, fidelity, when in fact that was never the case. So it's not the first time with this couple, and it won't be the last time. It's just with this couple, of course, it's him, and he like specializes in such behavior. Yeah, or I guess not having such behavior. I'm just going to say this. There is a lot of dirtiness in this particular story, because then people are making comments about him, the side chick, and the wife. The wife, in the series of videos that she puts out with her husband, she's, like wearing, I would say, less makeup and products and hair, and like she's not wearing as much as like you and I are wearing right now, which I think, due to the nature of what was happening, let people talk into, well, maybe one of the reasons why he cheated was because you're not putting on affairs anymore. And by affairs, I mean like, that was awkward when I said that. I'm sorry. I mean like all of the aesthetic of a woman to like keep your man by maintaining like a beauty aesthetic, I guess. And so it's gotten really, really messy. And there's other parts of it where there's like a huge Christian part of it, how the wife is just like, it's all on God's hands, and God, and like husband, husband, husband. And when someone is on that path, there's really like no talking about it. You're just kind of like, all right, buddy. Well, all right. Well, not. I guess I won't see you on Raya to the husband, and of course he'll be on Raya. He'll just be more discreet about it. I guess make him sign an NDA.
Yeah, I mean, he basically was like, I don't owe y'all anything, but since my brand is based in this and I broke that trust with my wife, I wanted to get out and talk to you guys about it because somebody outed me. And he was holding onto her hand for dear life. Also, she was taking up the stance of like, she's forgiven him, so I guess everybody else should. And then he posted a video the next day where he reacted to that video as though he wasn't the subject or in the video, and then referred to himself in third person as though Derrick Jaxsn is a persona that he puts on and that he's not Derrick Jaxsn. Like, who he is really is just a guy who fucking cheats and who has gone to the prayer mat and the prayer closet for it several times. And his wife, poor wife, has been sleeping on her parents' couch for the last 8 months dealing with this. And they have been going through this together as a family. In fact, he wouldn't have even guessed, 6 months ago that he would be sitting in front of this camera with her. But the way he said it was like Derrick Jaxsn is surprised, as though like he's not Derrick Jaxsn. So
I love the idea of him commenting on his own video. Like, what if you did your 90-Day Fiance recap, Waht, and then you commented on your recap? Like, you just did a recap of your recap because you're like, I love this shit was great. Did you watch my video, honey? Here's a recap of the recap. Remember when I did this? Remember when I did that?
Look at my makeup in this. Look how awesome my hair is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what more do we have to say about them? Do you have anything else you want to add to this weird scandal?
You hate that he spells his name the way that he spells his last name.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is messy, and I don't really want to know about their business. And this also reminds me of the Life Hill song people that like that how that pastor just went down, who's like Justin Bieber's pastor, because of the same like infidelity situation. It's just like so many pastors and relationship gurus just can't keep it in their pants, honey. Like, it's traveling. It's like coronavirus, honey. Like, it's contagious. That dick.
Yeah. All right. So our next thing we're going to talk about is breakups. There have been quite a few breakups in the news these days. The first one that I would like to highlight, which I know next to nothing about, is Cuevo and Saweetie. So this was a big deal because I guess people thought, I assume it's because people think that celebrities no, Chris.
Yeah, it's my favorite part of the show. No, this is why. Yes. No, this I'm telling you, this is the exact
fine.
No,
fine.
No, I told you. This is the reason why
I think celebrities. So people think that celebrities are going to make it. No celebrities in their 20s, or they're not going to make it. Like, they're not going to make it. They're too busy. Like, this man, look at this man. He is roaming all over the place. His grill looks amazing though. Every single diamond on that looks great.
He's roaming all over the place. Is that what you said?
Yeah, like he's gonna be out and about, and there's gonna be lots of P-word pushing his face. And I had a male friend who was trying to be very candid with me, and he was like, men are as faithful as their options.
Yeah.
And I was like, that can't be true. And I find it more true than not true. Now, I think that there are men who are polygamous, who are monogamous, and that is just a part of their makeup. And once they get into a relationship, that's where they want to stay. They get real comfortable. I imagine the sex is very boring or very little. But yeah, there are men who are very monogamous. And, this man Cuevo is not one of them. Not to say that he cheated on Saweetie. I don't know what he did to her, but I feel like he definitely did.
I can tell you everything. First of all, just because I follow this and I love me some Saweetie, and like, I just really, really into it. So let me just say this. When you said that thing about how men are only as faithful as their options. This is why I probably should never get married or be in a relationship. So my first thought was, and no one tell anyone this ever, I'll kill you if you do, which is basically, oh, you just have to maim them. That's how you keep him. That's how you keep your man. You just like, if you get one you really like, just maim him. So he has like literally no one else to go to. Is that what you do?
Oh, you like maim him how though?
Oh, just pick a way in which he'd be like unsuitable for anyone else. Okay. Okay. So that's one idea. The completely different. Let me just tell you about Sweetie. So Sweetie also maintains this, full narrative to her character of being icy or whatever and being like a high value woman, which I connect to is what I would say, which is like, I mean, but of course she comes at it from like a different culture also because she was like a stripper and stuff like that. So like, she's like, no, my time is money. My time is money, period, the end. I am in demand. Like, here's the thing. I'm fucking Sweetie. I'm in demand. So if you want to be with me,
if you want to be my lover,
better put money in my bank account, put in my bank account. But at the same time, so like, like he would always be buying her things, blah, 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 blah. But like, it's not just her. Like, I think that men should be buying women things, but like, that's just because I think that as women, like we have somewhat forgotten our value and we are all high value people or what high value women, or high value women with an X, like, I'm just saying we're all high value. But in this situation, this high value woman is a term that is indicative of like a movement that Sweetie perpetrates, which is she's like an icy queen. She's going to teach you how to do this lifestyle. And so she obviously was, well, I don't know if this is obviously, but she was the first to tweet out that like he was unfaithful and she can't be doing it anymore. And then he said, she was not the woman that he thought she was, but he'll always have love for her, and like, basically, and also there was like a story that came out that like he had repoed her Bentley, but that's supposedly not true, which he had just given her a Bentley for Christmas or whatever. So here's the thing. I can't wait to see who Sweetie's going to date next. Like, I think she should keep it real chill or whatever, because she's on top of her game right now. Like, what I always, of course, wondered in the Sweetie world of like, was Sweetie ever going to do some sort of song with Cardi B? Like, will they hate each other? Like, because they're both boyfriends are in Migos. Like, why is this, like, why are they not like trying to like join forces? They are obviously both doing songs with other women, like, Cardi with Meg. And then like, obviously Sweetie has like best friend with Doja Cat. So here, sometimes with this heartache, women can like really, really turn that into something. So I'm excited to see what happens. I really like Sweetie. And I mean, look at him. I mean, he's like not as cute. And talking about grills, his grill is hot. And then I hate to say this, but I know his grill's good. He's like not as hot as her, but I will say that like I like the style. Like I will say that he's like rocking the grill and the glass in the diamond rim glasses. Unfortunately, I will say Kim Kardashian just got a really interesting looking pair of grills. And the reason why I say it's interesting is because they're all opal. And I find opal to be beautiful.
I find that to be cultural appropriation if Kim Kardashian has a grill.
I completely agree. You're right.
So somebody made a comment that says that Sweetie was never a stripper. I'm just letting you know. I can't confirm or deny.
Promoting is like men should be giving you money, and men should like like be paying her for her time. Her time is money or whatever, and so like she should be like lavished and treated like a queen.
I don't know.
Value woman aspect, like icy, like teach you how to be icy. Is what I guess.
What does icy mean? We're gonna have to discover it. We're gonna have to discover.
All diamond out.
Oh, okay. So then she has icy all over her. I understand. Okay.
I'm wrong, guys. I think I'm giving you like what it is. I'm so sorry if I said that she was a stripper and she's not. That part maybe I wasn't. But when I say the lifestyle, I mean like this icy lifestyle.
Yeah, her mother was a booty model. When I say booty model, I mean a video vixen. Like her mother was like in 3 popular music videos in the aughts. And so it's interesting because her mother is like Asian. I'm not sure if she's half Asian, but she's definitely Asian. And East Asian. And so I saw something where she posted it and she was like, why is my mother acting so shocked when this is literally her my entire life growing up? And it's just like her in little shorts in music videos.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's just interesting. Like that was something I saw.
Her mother's, yeah.
Her mother's very beautiful.
Sweetie's gorgeous.
Someone says she's cousins with Gabrielle Union. Didn't know. All right. So the next breakup that we have on the docket, and I don't know if you guys are as interested in this because they're more of my age bracket, and I kind of been following this comedian because I find white comedians who strive or who are successful in a Black world are interesting. I'm doing it. Let's do it. So Gary Owens, who has been married to his wife of Kenya for 18 years, I believe they've been together for 23 years. His whole like love story about her, like how he shot his shot at her, and like she was like at a party that she didn't really even want to be at, and he asked her out, and she was just like, sure, whatever, I'll give this white guy my number. And so 18 years later, now she's like doing well. So let me read the quote of what happened in what she put on Instagram. So apparently she was upset and she decided to put something. She was listening to somebody by the name of Claudia Jordan and it triggered her. So she said,
Jordan. Do you know who Claudia Jordan is?
No. Tried to be quiet. Tried to be quiet out of respect for my kids, but at Claudia Jordan has me on one this morning. 23 years together, Gary didn't have shit but a raggedy pickup and good credit, no place to live. Dallas, Texas, your old ass should have known better. Married, not separated, married at Gary Owens. All the energy you spent lying, acting, and creating a fake narratives for these bitches who want to be me. You could have done it with a veggie burger and a glass of fake filtered water. I don't know what any of that means. But then she responded with...
Claudia did? Claudia did?
No. So then Kenya responded because I guess Claudia Jordan is a talk show host. She actually added more hashtags after people started speculating because they thought Claudia was the person. So she put hashtag white women are not involved, hashtag not Claudia, hashtag Claudia's friend, hashtag dragging me back to 98th and MacArthur Street mindset. So, so she was just spilling the tea, you know what I'm saying? And so she's hurt. They have 3 kids together, and her eldest or her youngest, I think, just turned 18. And, you know, this has got to be hard for her. What is Gary out there doing is my question.
Oh, too much. Yeah. Claudia Jordan was on a couple seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta for a hot second, but she had a whole career before that. But she does a lot of like hosty style stuff.
So I guess I guess she must have been hosting something and she might have said something that kind of triggered Kenya. And so Kenya was like, I'm gonna tell my truth.
Well, I gotta look. I'm sorry. I gotta look at it. It seems like either that or Claudia's friend was one of the side chicks of Gary, right? Or she said Claudia, not Claudia, Claudia's friend, and one of the hashtags, right?
Oh, I didn't see it said Claudia's friend. Wow.
So
white women are not involved, not Claudia. Oh, I thought when she said Claudia's friend that she meant she's Claudia's friend. I don't know how to read hashtags.
Oh, what is that? I'm so sorry. I know we're like, I don't know. You know,
I don't know. But it shocked me because I always like when they had their reality show for a little bit. I was interested in Kenya. Like I've been interested in Kenya, not like super interested in her life, but I mean Gary Owen, while he's not only known by Black people, he makes a good deal of money. You know what I'm saying? So I was happy for her. All right. Do you have anything to say about them?
No.
All right. So the final breakup was one that you stated. I don't have it on the docket. So you go ahead and talk about it.
Basically, Tinsley Mortimer, who was about to get married to this guy named Scott, who she's like a crazy Tinsley. This is like this crazy white woman who was on Real Housewives in New York, who has this bananas life where she was like born to like Virginia royalty, like not really royalty, but like upper echelon, like socialite or whatever. Like her name is Tinsley Mortimer, and then she got married to this guy named Topper or whatever. I can't remember exactly what happens, but like I think like people can comment about this. Like I don't know if she like had multiple DUIs or whatever, but then like she like was like on some reality show in the early aughts that was about like New York social life, like after Gossip Girl, like the Real Gossip Girl, or whatever. But like that flunked, and then then we like DUIs happened. She like maybe was put in jail. I'm not exactly sure about that situation, but then she went on Real Housewives of New York, and she's basically like a woman baby, like a like because she's just been like so whatever sheltered her whole life. But she met this guy. This guy was like, I don't want you to be on the show anymore. You have to like move away from New York and like come live with me in like Chicago or whatever. She did, and he just dumped her. So it's like huge news. Also, there's a brand new cast member on Real Housewives of New York, and she's Black. I think it's the first Black cast member of Real Housewives of New York. Okay.
Which is interesting that you should say. I don't know anything about Tinsley, but the fact is that they have been real segregist when it comes to the Real Housewives. I feel like they made Atlanta all Black except for Kim Zolciak, and she was on it for 2 seasons, and then she ended up getting her own spinoff, which is so interesting to me. It feels like they were like, you shouldn't be on this season with all these Black people, but we're going to give you your own show because you and your crazy daughters have some kind of star appeal, and because you married that man that's like 15 years younger than you or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's like, why did she get a spinoff and get her own show? So
Nene's like boycotting the whole network. She hates him.
Oh, she does?
Oh, it's a whole thing. She like, the situation with Nene is like really crazy. Like supposedly Nene lost like all of her representation. Like everyone dropped her like publicist, agent or whatever. But she also like just went on Twitter and was like, boycott Bravo. Like all they do is take advantage of, like us and Black women or whatever. And then specifically, I think it was really, she's right. And Bravo is like, yes, horrible to very racist, also just like sexist in the way that what they do to women, like what they depict too. I'm over Bravo. Like I really watched, except for New Jersey, which because it's family. But anyway, God bless. The point of the story is, Nene like boycotted them, and this season they supposedly, okay, I haven't been watching, but they aired a scene where an intimate scene could be heard without the cast members knowing that they were still being mic'd, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's horrible.
Sex noises. So we heard sex noises, and it was kind of like you're taking advantage of someone in a way, I guess is how I would describe it.
Well, that's so interesting that there's going to be a mixed race housewife franchise. And I guess the assumption is that they wouldn't get along. Do you know who it is?
Well, Beverly Hills has been mixed race for a second, only because of only because of Garcelle Bouvier.
Oh, Bouvier? I didn't know she was
Garcelle.
I know who you're talking about. She was on that. She was on that show with Jamie Foxx.
I love her. She's gorgeous. Oh my God!
I didn't realize that she was on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
She's been on for 2 seasons at least.
Oh, okay. Well,
and coincidentally, I don't watch this either. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City has one Black cast member 2. I only know this because her has a crazy backstory where like she was forced
There's to actually 2 people
grandfather. Okay,
there's 2 people of color on it. Yeah.
Potomac is a whole situation too, which
it's all Black.
Yeah.
So Atlanta, Potomac are all Black. And I guess
I've never seen Dallas. I don't know who's in Dallas. I'm guessing white, but I don't know.
There's a Dallas?
I think they just started it.
Oh, okay. You know what? Salt Lake City is actually pretty good. I watched 2 episodes, but it's just not my bag. I've tried to watch the Housewives. I've watched like maybe the first season of New Jersey. Couldn't care less. I watched the first season of New York City. Didn't hold my interest. I watched it. I watched the first season of Potomac. Couldn't care less. So I just keep trying to watch. I watched 2 seasons of Atlanta, the first 2 seasons. I keep trying to watch it, and I don't care. I just cannot watch rich women be rich and like go out because I think I get a little envious or something. Like I'm just like, but you know, it's just not interesting to me. All right. So the next thing on the docket is the Demi Lovato documentary on YouTube. Have you been able to watch any of the segments?
I don't want to.
Okay. And I did not want to either because to me, I don't know who Demi Lovato is. To me,
sorry, that's funny.
And Ariana Grande and like, I know Vanessa Hudgens and Selena Gomez are different generations of them, but they are all the same person to me. And I know that Demi can sing better than all of them. Like as far in my mind, as far as her power and her belting. And I've heard a couple of songs that I'm like, that was Demi Lovato, but I just missed that. And she plays the piano. You know, I love a talent that can play the piano, play an instrument and sing. And I just am not interested.
I didn't know that that was something that really got you. I'm learning things about you all the time that are
new. I love it when a singer is multi-talented. Like, I mean, obviously Christina and Whitney weren't, and Britney and Mariah, like they're just the voice, but Mariah is a songwriter. So I like her, like put her a little bit before. And then you have Whitney who, yes, delivered it. And she is the voice, but she didn't dance. She didn't play an instrument besides her voice, but she acted. So, and the acting was good, right? So those are the things. But anyways, so I saw it. I was eating food. And I like to watch things while I eat. And I was like, I'm just going to watch this. Like it got mentioned on Kate Casey's show of what to watch for this week in Clubhouse. And I was not going to watch it, but I did. And I was like the entire time. Like I'm always interested in what makes somebody, especially a rich somebody, just be into or like find comfort in drugs that could possibly kill them. So it was just a really interesting show. So if you guys are interested in that or interested in seeing her story, it's pretty relatable. I haven't watched the full thing, but from what the 2 segments that I did watch, I was super into. Okay, so let's move on to this cinnamon toast shrimp guy. So I'm going to let Chris talk about it. I did a little research, but maybe you can provide some more detail. I'm going to read here what I have.
I can tell you all the detail. This is a crazy story, but I, for some reason, know every morsel of it.
Okay, so tell the morsel, but don't rush.
Slow touch. Okay. There's this guy named Jensen Karp, and I don't know, maybe I have met him before because he's somewhat in the LA alternative comedy scene. I had a friend that like dated him for a hot second. Okay, this is so gross. Okay. So this person, just like side note is, this story gets crazy. Let me tell you this and I'll go back. So this person got viral this week because he opens a bag of Costco, 2 bags of Costco Cinnamon Toast Crunch that he got, and inside a Cinnamon Toast Crunch, he had already had a bowl, which it looks like and is, I mean, come on, shrimp tails. And like he also got like a piece of stringer there and some weird black shit. But he like tweets at Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and their tweet back to them is like, after careful consideration from our professional picture lookers, we have concluded that those are not shrimp tails, but in fact the cemented cinnamon sugar dust that sometimes forms at the bottom of the box or whatever. And then he's like, you're gaslighting me, and these are shrimp tails, you insane person. Okay, so that's like, it's a back and forth thread that went viral on Twitter because it's so asinine. Now, here's some weird other things about this person. This person was signed to like a rap label as like a childhood rapper and had like a full CD with like all these features, and it just never went everywhere. Like that's one part of his background. And he also like helped produce like Chance the Rapper's one of his videos. At one point, that the reason why I knew of him in like the LA scene is he opened a pop culture art gallery that was on Melrose. It was called like Gallery like 80 something or whatever, and like it was kind of like aimed toward pop culture art of like a 90s or like you know, like a kid like us, like a millennial or whatever. I had like a friend who had some art that was like in there. But then, and I didn't know this, when he goes viral, people on Twitter, women, start being like, holy shit, he's horrible. And he did this to me and he did that to me. And he was like different accusations from like, he is hard to work with and he was verbally abusive to me. He one time told me, you know, after I wouldn't participate in a threesome that I would never work again. Like all of these crazy, horrible accusations to his character or whatever. And so like all of this has happened to this viral person like since this stupid Cinnamon Toast Crunch story. So it was like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Chance the Rapper, his weird backstory of being a child rapper that like almost made it big. And then now like Me Too, you know, like it's like, it's this whole thing. And like, I mean, on Twitter, it was a huge story, but specifically it starts with disgusting shrimp. I mean, that starts, I guess, his viral tweet is about finding shrimp tails, and I don't even eat fish. How'd they get in there? Wall? So the whole other thing is like maybe like someone had like put it in there and like closed the gap. It's disgusting, shrimp tails and in cereal. Why would you do that to someone? Where the shrimp come from, Wah?
It's so funny that you're just so against shrimp. Okay, while that is interesting, let me read a little bit of what Chris was talking about. So this man, Jensen Karp, he's 41 years old. His wife is Topanga from Boy Meets World.
Oh, I forgot that part too. God damn it. Yes.
And so Chance the Rapper tweeted, fun fact, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch shrimp guy gave me 5 racks to shoot a video back when I was still had a nose ring. So I'm not sure what kind of video that he wanted him to shoot, or if he just wanted him to be in it. Don't know. At just 11 years old, Karp signed onto Ice-T's Rhyme Syndicate as a promising young MC. As a teenager, the rapper enrolled in a lifestyle competition hosted by Power 106, which is an LA popular hip hop channel or radio station, outlasting a record-breaking 45 days in the competition before getting noticed by Interscope Records. And his name as a rapper was Hot Carl. His debut album was Your Housekeeper Hates You.
Yeah.
So that's just a little bit about that guy. This is so crazy. So that's what I have on that. That's a weird, interesting story of a guy that I just didn't need to know about, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is the Queen's granddaughter, Tisdale or something. I don't know the girl's name. Tizzy? I'm not sure. I had it written down somewhere. Had a baby. And so I said, the Queen's granddaughter, the Queen only has 2 grandsons, and that's Harry and the other one. So then I thought to myself, do they have other siblings? Did like Charles end up having like a secret kid? But then they wouldn't be acknowledged. So then I went back and I was like, oh my God, Charles has a sister. Who knew? And her name is Anne, Princess Royal. And we don't ever hear shit about Anne because Anne did what she was supposed to do. She wasn't like Charles out in these streets causing trouble. Here is a picture of Anne in the 70s. I didn't pick a picture from now because the graceful. Look at this. Come on, Anne. Give us a smirk. Come on, Anne. And I was like, okay, this person, I can see how, you know, you're related to Charles.
Oh, yeah, you can see it.
But not in a like unfortunate way. She's unfortunate now. She's 70, But like, so this granddaughter, it's her daughter, and that person had a baby. So just wanted to let you know that Prince Charles has a sister, and her name is Anne, and Anne has children, which are Harry and the other one's first cousins that we never hear about.
Well, okay, and someone just said this. Like, I don't care about Edward. We never talk about Charles. We know, and then we also know of Andrew, because unfortunately, Andrew was the one that was like Jeffrey Epstein's friend, and so he had some crazy UK.
Wait, who's Andrew?
Charles' brother. Charles has a brother.
Charles has another brother. So there's
Queen not an only child, so not even
Queen
a bit.
Elizabeth. How many kids did Queen Elizabeth have? 3, 4. That woman has 4 kids, and I've only known about one this entire time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't watch The Crown ever.
Yeah. So Prince Andrew has like way like intense ties to Jeffrey Epstein, and then went on some sort of like news program interview, and like I didn't watch it, but like because I'm sure I could watch it. It was on like UK television. Like he didn't do any good job of like separating himself from him. You know what I'm saying? Like mostly because he can't. He like it's really disgusting. So like that also obviously. So anyway, like that also plays into like the whole like Meghan and Harry thing, because the Queen has been like protecting her son amongst that known information. You know.
Yeah, and then when it comes time to protecting Harry, she couldn't be bothered to do so.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, well, I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about that. So in a segment that I like to call I'm Into It, I don't know, Chris, if you have anything that you're into this week, but the thing that I'm into this week, and maybe I should create some kind of like thing that says I'm into it, and then like you guys know that we're moving on to a segment within this show / podcast, is I managed to get my hands on the Kat Von D Good Apple foundation. And the reason why I was able to get it is because I'm a dark-skinned person, and they had my color. Every single color was sold out for a lighter shade. I think it was maybe one other dark shade above me, and then that's it. So just to give you guys a little rundown. Now, it goes on really smooth and clean, and it's you only need to use a little bit. I don't apply it with a brush because I don't want the full coverage. I apply it with a sponge. But if you are somebody with oily skin, this is not going to perform for you. It is oil-based. In fact, I heard somebody call it a balm. That's exactly what it's called it. It's called Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm. So unless you do the Jackie Aina trick of putting on your primer and then patting in a translucent powder, then adding this on top of it, you most likely will be a grease ball. Now, I did that, and the only place that I'm greasy is right here. And I still managed to, at the end of my like 8-hour work day, I had grease here. However, it just takes a little blotting. But that's because I'm only greasy here. For those of you guys who might be greasy all over your face, and it might be an ongoing thing where you just have oily skin, I'm combination. So obviously, like, I was willing to go for it. And I think that I'm going to use it every day because it was $38. And I think it's going to go bad in this pan because this is a plastic pan. I don't think there's any insulation on this. So any questions you guys have about it, I'm into it.
Can you close? I want to see like I want to see your skin. I don't care about the makeup. I like this.
Oh, sorry.
It is such a good match. It's a beautiful color match.
All right, and then I sprayed it, which I'm really loving the results of this, with e.l.f. makeup mist. Now, I've been sleeping on e.l.f. because it's cheap, right? But honestly, their sponges and this mist really gives me that glow that you're seeing right now. Like, I know I have on some highlighter right here, but it is amplified by that mist. I really feel like it's covering all the blemishes, smoothing out everything.
You wearing highlighter? Mm-hmm. I love it.
So, yep, I'm into it.
Okay. Well, I'm wearing a brand new foundation for the first time today as well.
Are you into it?
And I am into it. Okay, so we'll just because this is what it's going to be. So I needed foundation and I can't. So the foundation that I was really into, it was like this Estee Lauder foundation or whatever that was like an ivory beige or whatever. But they ran out. Like they no, not right now. Like they don't make it anymore. It's like discontinued or whatever. And obviously we're in coronavirus and you can't just like go willy nilly and like try on foundations or whatever at Sephora, which is like chill or whatever. But I was at Fashion Island the other day shopping, and it was just the best. And I bought like these beautiful candles from Voluspa. One is like this Freesia Clementine. Oh, I wish you could just smell it right now. Well, it's a dream, but that's what I'm talking about. But I am into that. Okay, but then I noticed they'd open a Chanel beauty store, and I was like, oh, whatever. I'm just gonna go in a Chanel beauty store and just like see what's happening. And I'm like looking at the foundations. They have these like a full line of foundations called Le Beige or whatever, and like my color was every beige. So I was like, and I was looking at them and I was like, I wonder what color I'd be. I don't know if you're like trying things on. She's like, yeah, totally. So she gives me like a foundation check. And then like I found one. And so I'm wearing it right now for the first time. And I will say that it's very light coverage. And I had put like 2 rounds of it and I have concealer on and I have like powder on or whatever. But I also think it was a good color match or whatever. So it was expensive because it's Chanel, which is annoying or whatever. But desperate times calls for desperate measures. And I'm also wearing a Chanel lip gloss.
Well, you have to let us know how it wears and how you end up liking it compared to the other foundations that you wear.
What do you think of it so far? Look real closely. Wait. Oh.
I can't tell. If we are being honest.
You can't tell if it's a good color for me?
Oh yeah, the color wise, yeah, it's fine. I can't tell formulation wise, like if it's a good formula. But
yeah.
Color, yeah, it matches you.
I've just been my eyeliner's horrible. Okay, well, have fun.
Have fun with what?
I love how Chris is saying she went into Chanel so casually. It's the type of bougie I want to reach. Yeah. Just so I don't have like Chanel bags or like that. Like I truly I was at a fancy mall and yeah, Chanel foundation's expensive, but like yeah, I can drop $60 in a foundation. I can't drop $7,000 on a brand new Chanel handbag, which I would love. I want one. The flat bag with gold hardware. Ha ha
ha. I know of an Instagrammer, maybe she does YouTube as well. Her name is Vicky J. It's spelled VIKIJEAH, and she exclusively does luxury foundations. Like, so she will try everything that is of a luxury. So the Tom Ford, I'm pretty sure she's done Chanel. I'm pretty, she does Fenty, which is probably on the lower end of like what she does, but she does like all of the super expensive, the Pat McGraths, the Marc Jacobs, like all of that.
And the Armani Luminous, I used to use that. I'm in between 2 collars of the Luminous, which is why I don't like using it that much. But I'll look and see if she what she thought about the Chanel, La Beige.
Did La Beige have any colors besides beige?
Yes. I looked it up. I wouldn't buy. Yes. Now listen, is it a Fenty line? But it doesn't just stop. No, there's darker colors.
Okay. So when you say is it a Fenty line, they probably don't have my skin tone.
I'm going to show it to you because I don't know exactly your skin tone.
Okay. It's okay, Chris.
I don't even know my skin tone. I have a hard time picking I'm not good at tones.
Okay. I'm not either. Well, can you show us your candle? Because I feel like that was a really good something to be into.
Yeah, I can. I have
just the one you showed us.
I have two here. That's the problem. How do I
Okay.
pick? Okay, I can't. I'm going to show you both. Hi. So yeah, I bought a big version for the main room, and I'm staying right now at my dad's house, and we really needed like a main room candle. So we got a big, thick 3-wick one, and then I got two beautiful fragrances outside, and this one's the same. It's the Frisia Clementine, Maison Noire, and it's like it is very, it's light, it's perfumed, it's kind of femme. It is definitely floral and sweet, I would say, for this one, which is to me like a beautiful daytime kind of relaxing and like uplifting scent. It makes me feel like a high value woman. Okay, so the second one is the Soie Noir. Oh my God. And it is musky, honey. It is like musky. It is sexy. It is like gypsy, den, I'm allowed to say that now. I don't know. But like when I think of like sort of Jed, this like heaviness, like this oud kind of like this ambiance of incense and smoke that is like intoxicating from different lands and spices from around the world, like it makes me feel like, I'm traveling.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Just to touch on, we only have 9 minutes left for this podcast, but just to touch on the high valued woman, that is a controversial topic.
Okay, let's talk about it.
And so,
or
because when I think of high valued woman, like I consider myself a high value woman, but the argument is that statement, or those statement, high value man, high value woman, is just like another way in which we separate ourselves to try to make other people feel bad about not being high value, or like causing rift. And as much as I agree with that, I at the same time am not here for people who I'm not here to make other people feel good about that. Like, I don't care.
Wait. Okay. So what is your opinion?
Because it's like, okay, so to me, high value is a person who is a productive citizen of society. If I were to look for this in a male, productive citizen of society, financially fit, not rich, but not broke.
Floundering.
Ambitious. I want to say not paycheck to paycheck, but I'm paycheck to paycheck. If I were, I guess that's proven to not be true, because I did take time off work and I didn't get a paycheck and I was able to survive. But I just think that is my opinion of it. And so, but people are trying to like say that, oh, okay, that kind of puts, what about those people who aren't that? Does that mean that they're low value? And then that's mean to call somebody low value because of whatever. And I'm just like, I'm not worried about those other people. I'm worried about me and the people that I'm looking for. And if I consider myself a high value woman, being someone who is financially fit, somebody who is responsible, somebody who is ambitious and looking towards the future, and somebody who is a productive citizen of society.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Truly, I think that this is just truly a language problem, where I don't feel like high value woman is smart to use. When it comes to that, like people, I think it takes the focus away from one's own relationship with oneself. Like, I think that the truth of the matter is, if I was to like think of this really in the way that I want to think about it, is like, I want to be the version of myself that feels most aligned with my hopes and dreams and my mindset and goals, like the best version of how I see myself. And, like, I want to be aligned within that spirit. So like, what does that mean for me? Like, over the course of my life, I realized that I feel my best when I'm operating on whatever cylinders I guess I would, like when I'm taking care of myself, when I'm, like, and like, okay, when I get, there's bougie aspects. When I get my nails done, I feel good about myself, like I'm taking care of myself. When I shower, I feel like I'm taking care of myself, but when I say no or stand up for myself, I feel like I'm taking care of myself. And when I'm specifically saying no to energy that would take up space and energy in my life that I can better use to further my own goals and my own alignment with like a higher sense of self and spirituality and whatever, then I'm so happy, right? That is like a self-care move. So, I mean, of course I said this high value thing, like to talk about, I guess, Saweetie, and so me talking about this later on was a callback or whatever, but I don't know if she, I followed this other person for a long time named Shanika Adams. I don't know if you know her, but like a Virgo World or whatever. And she talks about this concept a lot. I do think language-wise, it's problematic, the language that is used. Like it's old school and somewhat traditional. But having said that, I do have like somewhat traditional old school gender roles that I lovingly fall into, like I don't think it's ever for nothing is for everyone. And when I say what I'm saying right now, it's like based upon you choosing your happiness and who you want to be with. For me, I'm just boring, I guess, in the sense that I'm like cisgender and heterosexual, and I really want like a male figure that is a protector and, like a provider in his life. Because for me, that means that I will then have the relief in order to then give as much as I want to give without feeling like I'm being taken advantage of, because I have, and I want to like give everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, I just think that I wanted to touch on that because I knew that people would be like high value, blah, 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 blah. But like I said, I guess I just think in terms of, those are the terms that I think of. I think that there are some people who are just like, what are you doing? Where are you going? And there are some people who are like, and I'm not talking about young people. I guess I'm talking about people my age who've had their opportunities to do whatever. And, at any point you can make the choice to change that. Okay, so that is the end of our show, you guys. I want to thank you guys so much for being here for basically the premiere. Last week was just like a test run. You can see I've got a whole new backing. We've got we got a logo, you guys. We got branding. We have a thumbnail that's cohesive and consistent. So I'm really trying to provide you guys with a quality product. And I want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you to the moderators, to Mickey, to Lindsay J, to Tiana, and to anybody else in this chat room, Hot Cocoa Bang Bang, Violetta, that we recognize, Soraya, Fee 1215. I just want to thank you guys all for, joining us on this. And if you have any topics that you think that we should talk about in next Thursday's episode, any interesting tidbits that might happen in pop culture, just email me at justcallmewa@gmail.com and I will see if we can get your topic on the docket. And so right now on the ticker tape is my Cash App and Venmo and PayPal information if you would like to donate that way. And again, right now on the ticker table is changed. Socialize with Chris. Chris can be found on Chris, you tell them where you can be found.
Yeah. Honey, I'm Chris L. Farah, and I am on all of the social medias as Chris L. Farah, like Twitter and Instagram, and I have a Facebook private group, Vanity Farah. I'm even on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm on this exact site right now. My name is Chris Farah on it. And if you watch 90 Day, if you happen to watch that weird show, I just uploaded my recap.
And if you look in the description box, the link to her recap is in the description box.
Ooh, fancy. Thanks, Waht.
I do what I can. So we're going to be here again every Thursday at 8 p.m. So please tune in and join us. Again, that's justcallmewa@gmail.com. If you have anything you would like to, any bit of news. We want to keep it light. We want to keep it fun. I know there's a lot of things that happened this last week with the mass shooting in Colorado, with the shooting of, where was it, with the Asian ladies? Atlanta. There's been a lot that's happened this week, but because so much is going on, definitely just want to keep it light and fun and funky and fresh on this channel. So maybe we won't go into the heavier things. Maybe we won't go into international crises, but we definitely want your, input if you can help out with that. And Ramstram, thank you so much for staying up, Ramstram. It's like 5 a.m. where she's at. All right, so that is the end, and we want to thank you so much. We have to figure out what our outro is, but I'm gonna say bye and do my thing, and Chris is gonna say bye and do whatever it is. So I want you guys have a fantastic week. See you in my next video. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.
And also remember to take care of yourselves and each other, and stand up for what you believe. And make art with your friends, just like Waht and I are doing right now.
Boom, 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 boom. Bye.